What's going on, guys? Swing here and welcome back to another tutorial. And today, guys, I'm gonna be showing you how to make this really cool and simple automatic crop farm in Minecraft Bedrock edition. If you guys are excited for that, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. And without further ado, let's get right into today's video. The way this works is really simple. All we have to do is press this lever over here, which is going to activate our little comparator clock, which is rapidly going to activate our little dispensers that have the bone meal inside of them. Now they're not going to use the bone meal unless they have something to bone meal to, and of course you can see that some of the dispensers don't actually have the particles, but trust me, they are working. This is just a visual glitch, and this is really simple to use. You can see we have couple pistons that are gonna be moving this little track of dirt, which is 8 blocks long. So you can see over here, if we step on this pressure plate, this piston is going to activate. What we want to do is just click over here and go along. When we get to this side, the actual little piston is going to push all of the dirt back, which is of course going to harvest our little potatoes right here. Again, you can use like carrots, wheat, whatever you want over here. You can just go alongside over here and you can even AFK as long as you have a supply of bone meal. You just want to go from left side to the right one and it's all going to get harvested. Of course, since you are gonna be right over here next to the dirt, you don't really need any hoppers or anything like that. You're always going to have a supply of the actual potatoes or any other crop that you're using. Of course, as long as you have the actual bone meal to do so. You can see we just did a little run and we already have a stack and half of the potatoes and of course the original stack that we can use to plant. You can see this is really simple. We just have a clock that's activating the dispensers with the actual bone meal in. We have a water behind to hydrate our little soil over here. We just go from left side to the right side, planting all of our crops. By the time we get to the other side, all of them are going to grow. And we're going to step on the pressure plate, which is going to move all of the dirt over here and harvest all of the crops. This is really simple to make, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So the blocks you're going to need for this are 1 stack of blocks of your choice, 8 dirt, 2 pistons, 9 dispensers, 1 redstone comparator, 15 redstone dust, 2 pressure plates, 1 lever, of course a crop that you want to grow, a hoe, and of course we're going to need a water bucket just to hydrate our soil. And since we are using 8 pieces of the actual dirt and 9 dispensers, we're going to need 8 stack of bone meal for each of the dispensers. So at the bare minimum you're going to need also 9 stacks of bone meal. The first thing you want to do is have the piston facing sideways with 8 dirt blocks on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Skip 1 block and have another piston over here, making sure that you're going to have that 1 block gap between the dirt and the piston. Grab a safety pressure plate and place it 1 block after the normal piston and redstone dust going into it. This is going to ensure when we actually put the water, it's going to stop it for overflowing, and of course it's going to give us enough time to actually go from one side to the other side. That way we're going to move this piece of dirt over here. You can see we're just going to go left to right or right to left, it doesn't really matter. You're just going to be planting your crops. And now we are going to put in our dispensers. Even though we are using 8 dirt blocks, we're going to use 9 dispensers. That way when the actual dirt moves to this point, we're also going to be able to grow all the crops. So we're going to use 9 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the final one right there. After that, you want to put in the redstone, that way we can activate all of them in the same time, really rapidly, which is going to ensure that we're going to grow every single crop before we actually move the dirt around. After that, we want to make a little 3x3 wall, including the actual piston, and this is where we're going to have our lever. Go behind it and make a 2x2 area where our little comparator clock is going to be. We want to have a comparator coming from that lever, and just wrap the redstone around it. You can see when we press the lever, it's not actually going to create a clock, but if we click it one time, it's going to go rapidly. After that, you can just carry the redstone over, grab a save the redstone dust, and go over the top of the dispensers. Now there is a visual glitch, as I said, that not all of the dispensers are actually gonna be showing up the little particles. Sometimes just one shows and sometimes none of them do. Of course, you need a bone meal for the particles to show. After that, you can just grab a Sepson block for your choice and cover all of the redstone up. And this is where we need to put in our little water. You can see the water is going to go over here behind the actual pistons all the way over here to the dirt. That way we can actually hydrate all of them. So we want to make sure that we are going to cover that area up over here so the water is not going to leak. You can grab a safety water bucket and just place it in one of the corners. We are just going to put it in this corner right here, so we're just going to cover everything up, grab or save the water and place it right there. And because we have the pressure plate, we're going to see that it's not going to leak anywhere and it's going to hydrate all of our crops. If we press over here, you can see the water is not actually going to reach all the way, but it's going to be enough to hydrate all of the dirt. So you can just go from one side to the other without a problem of leakage. After that, you can just put in your bone meal over here and we can just mimic this 3x3 wall on the other side as well, just to kinda keep it symmetrical. But all you have to do is just put in the bone meal and use any crop that you want, of course as long as the actual bone meal is going to work on it. And you can see we have these two dispensers showing particles, even though this one has the bone meal in, it's not showing it and I have no idea why, it's just a visual glitch. Now these two are showing it and these ones over here are not. I have no idea what is happening, but you just want to fill them with the bone meal. And the final thing you want to do is just grab your hoe and go alongside of the dirt over here. And now it's time to actually start planting our potatoes. Of course you can use carrots, wheat or whatever you want. By the time you cover all of these crops, you can see all of them are going to grow. And then you're going to hit this pressure plate, which is going to ensure that all of them are going to pop up. And this is pretty simple. I think you can actually do this with like 12 blocks, that way you're not going to exceed the actual piston push limit, but it's also going to grow all of the crops. I think 8 is really nice because you don't have to use any more of the water buckets than just that one main source, but of course you can extend this to the point of the actual push limit of the pistons. But you can see that's all there is for this video. It's really simple and I hope you guys like it. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. It's completely free, takes only a couple seconds and helps the channel out tremendously. If you think any of your friends would enjoy this type of content, make sure to share with them, but as always,